Alrighty, welcome back to Shock and Schlock. I'm your host, Herschel Gillis, and today it's a bit of a late time here, hence the darkness and the little bit quieter tone. But today is a special review, as I'm going to be covering my new favorite film of all time. When I watched this, it cemented that for me. That is 2012's Video Diary of a Lost Girl by director Lindsay Denniberg. Um, so essentially, the central plot of the film is this woman named Louise and her love interest Charlie. Um, and Louise has this dark secret due to this supernatural origin of her being and species. Every man that she sleeps with dies. She's like a vampire in that way. But if she does not sleep with somebody once a month, then she'll die. So it's been going on for a long time, and we find out over time a little bit more about Louise and Charlie as Louise works at this video store. And yeah, it's like a rock and roll horror comedy romance type of film. And the central romance is interesting because the lead character, if she, gets with her love interest, he'll die. So it creates this sort of rift there that we follow through the film. And yeah, we do see some people die after they sleep with Louise and get there. But anyway, I really don't want to spoil too much about the plot of this one because you really should just go watch this film. So I'm giving a little bit less plot details than I typically do because I do think this is a film that you want to go into blind. Because it is stellar in every way, shape, and form. Yeah. Oh, a little bit more on the plot. The Louise is a descendant of this elder being, Adam and Eve type of first people type of thing, named Lilith, and she's a Lilin, which is also this group of people that have the same sort of thing going on as Louise does. But yeah, this film, first off, the visuals are incredible. It's like this in-your-face Technicolor weirdo surrealist vibe that reminded me a lot of something like The Forbidden Zone, Liquid Sky, Begotten a little bit, just in its surreal visual style. A little bit, not super far into that. It's more Liquid Sky and The Forbidden Zone type of in your face explosive color and this oddness. Also reminded me of something a lot of Geek Maggot Bingo from Nick Zed, which is another one of my favorite films, which I've mentioned a ton of times. But these sets are just gorgeous. I don't want to spoil too much here, but if you look it up, you'll find some images about what I'm talking about there. It's just this almost dreamlike background to everything that goes on, but there are some scenes that take place in more an urban setting that are, colorful, but not as in your face, cartoony in a good way, by the way, sort of fashion. And I like the contrast between those. The soundtrack in this film is fantastic as well. The acting is central to everything that goes on. Of course, it's a very, it's a romantic comedy type of, story. I'm sorry, I'm jumbling things. This is really good, so it's hard to, I'm trying to explain this in the best way possible. And Louise is played by, Priscilla McEver, who does a stellar job. They did a really great job as Louise, and I think their portrayal of her is sort of one of the high points of the film for sure. The character is very believable, and their portrayal of Louise is like really well done. I really cared about the character and her relationship with Charlie, played by Chris Shields. He does a great job as well. He does this like cocky, um, but still likable, hipster-esque guy, for lack of a better term. Um, and they, them interacting at this video store, and there's a lot of horror movies that we all know and love from this community, like Spookies. I saw VHS there. The Beyond, stuff like that. Just loved it. The whole setting in the VHS shop is fantastic. Um, I just really can't say enough good about this film. Visually, absolutely stunning. Character work, fantastic. Music, stellar. It's paced really well. It goes places that I didn't expect it to. And there are times where it mixes visual styles as well, which is something that is very interesting to see and is one of my favorite things about the film. Um, yeah, the central romance is really good. I cared about the characters. I teared up a little bit at the end. Um, and the way this wraps up, I think in some other films would feel kind of like a cop out, but in this one it's very sweet and nice, and it's how I would want it to play out. This is a perfect film though. Like, this is harder to talk about than a bad movie, because this is truly like a film that is unlike anything that I've ever seen. It's probably unlike anything I will ever see again. Um, but it is perfect. It is rare that I say that about a film. There are very few that I consider actually perfect. I've given a lot of fives on Letterboxd because I really do. I mean, I love cinema, I love B movies and everything, but this is perfect. Um, I could watch this at any time and not be tired of it. I think that's the highest recommendation I can give. And I highly recommend everybody pick it up. Vinegar Syndrome's running a Black Friday sale, I know, so this will probably be 50% off because it was from AGFA or AGFA. I know that Sick on Cinema Boys are like, I'm the only person who says AGFA. Pick this up. This is probably like the best thing on that sale, of course. It's the best thing because it's my favorite film. So to me, that's what I'd say. It's funny. It's romantic. It's just incredibly well done. Absolutely stellar film. I wish I had a better way with words sometimes. This is one of those times where the zero preparation, zero editing kind of becomes a thing that I wish I could do better, because this film deserves a lot of praise. And, maybe somebody that's not like a goofball like me to do a really nice review of this, because it is a absolutely stellar film. And yeah, more things with Lindsay to come. In a video, not like a project down the line, which I'm excited about. You'll see announcements when it comes closer. But yeah, Lindsay, if you're watching, thank you for making such a great piece of art. I rarely say that to the creator of the films because I like them, but this one means a lot to me, and I'm going to be showing it to a lot of people now. So yeah, as always, I've been your host, Herschel Gill, signing off for today. Zero thoughts, zero editing, zero brain cells, and zero planning. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't. Keep your notifications on. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to be doing a Thanksgiving special, so keep an eye out. Thanks for watching.